Welcome once again to Blessing Enterprise. Okay, it's fine. I want us to take a look at first principle. So we need to understand the meaning of first principle. Before we go to first principle, so this is the formula for first principle. Let's talk about the formula for first principle. This is the formula: f of x prime. This is the prime. It means the gradient. So the formula is the same as f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. You are talking about limit at h tend to 0. So we're talking about the limit. Don't forget again, f prime or derivative is the same as gradient. Gradient or slope. So you must understand the terms, your terms. Okay, it's fine. This is the formula under first principle, and f prime x is the same as gradient. We know about that. Okay, it's fine. I want us to do a couple of problems. This is way too easy, way too easy. You just need to understand, stick to the basics. So it's fine. So you are going to derive. Remember, everything is all about graphs. Let's talk about graphs here. So here we are going to use first principle to derive the linear equation. Linear equations. We are going to derive linear equations. What are we talking about? Under linear equations, we are talking about, it's like a straight line. You know that linear equation is a straight line. Let me just write on straight line. So under linear equations or straight line, you are going to come across the following problems. So if you master this, you will never go wrong. Just master this, then you are going to come across, it's either you're going to come across okay, so they're going to come across f of x equals to 2x minus 1, or they are going to come across negative x plus 4x. Let's put it like that. So if you understand one of these, then you are fine. So again, let's move on. So we are going to use first principle to derive these equations. It's a linear equation, and the other one is exponential, no, hyperbola equations. So under hyperbola, what can you come across under hyperbola? Under hyperbola, you are going to come across something like this. Very much important. I'll write NB here because it's very much important. So under hyperbola, you are going to come across f of x. You are going to have 1 over x, or you are going to have f of x equals to let's say negative 2 over x. So just make sure that you master one of these. If you master one of these, you are fine. You will never go wrong. You will be forever great. Make sure that you know one of these. And again, you are going to come across quadratic or parabola. Parabola, quadratic, quad, or parabola. So what are we talking about under there? We are going to come across f of x equals to something like negative x squared plus 2. Yeah. Or f of x equals to negative 2x squared minus 4x. So please make sure that you know what is happening here, know your stuff. So another thing, again, you are going to come across the last one is okay, cubic functions. Under cubic function, you'll be asked to derive the following, which is something like negative x cube f of x, or 2x cube. So just make sure that you know this. So please, I repeat, mark my word. Now it's either prelims or November. You are going to come across one of these. Basically, I just summarize everything under our first principle. This is what you just need to know. So if you do this, you'll be able to do that. If you do this together, you'll be able to do that alone. If we do this together, you'll be able to do this alone. So just make sure that you practice all of this before you write your exams. So I'm pretty sure this one is just 3 marks. You just need to understand, do what you have to do. At the end of the day, you will fly high. So in short, this is the first principle. I'm back again. The struggle continues. The struggle continues. Okay, this is our formula. We are going to start with the first problem there. The first problem, let's start with linear. So my advice is that, like, solve this separately. Solve this separately. Let's do this problem. F of x equals to 2x minus 1. Let's start with the linear first. So how do you deal with that problem? Using first principle, isn't it? Before you do anything, I will advise you, since you've been doing first derivative, I will advise you derive this first to see how the answer, how does the answer looks like. So derive first. So these, when you derive these, here we have 1 times 2 is 2, and then 1 minus 1 is x to the power of 0. This is the constant, which is 0. Therefore, the answer should be, this is the same as 2. X to the power of 0 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So it means at the end of the day, we must get 2 as the answer. I believe I'll make sure that. So that will be a waste of the time. Then we need to move on to our problem then. So we just derive, but the question is gonna say use first principle. When they say use first principle, it means we are going to use this formula. They are going to command you to do so. Okay, it's fine. Without any waste of the time. Now, what is it that we need to do here? We're gonna use the formula to use the first principle to derive. This must be the answer at the end of the day. Okay, how do we go about it? I'm gonna advise you to split them. How? So you're going to say f of x plus h minus f of x equals 2. Because if you open any book, if you open any question paper, basically memorandums, you will see this is how they go about it. So now, what do we have here? F of x, they are saying whenever you see x, you must replace it by x plus h. So it means I'm going to say 2 into x plus h minus 1. This is this first part. Whenever we see x, you replace it by x plus h, the first part. And the second part, minus, I will advise you to use square brackets. So the second one, we are going to see, what do we have? We have f of x. F of x, I'm going to take the whole of that. So it means I'm going to say 2x minus 1. Then we move on. Remember, we are going to use the formula first. We need to work with parts by parts. So this multiplied by that, you are going to get 2x plus 2h minus 1. This negative is going to affect everything that is inside the brackets. Then negative times 2, you are going to get negative 2x. Negative times negative, you are going to get positive 1 equals 2. So after multiplying throughout by that negative, something must cancel. What is it that we're talking about? This and that must cancel. And this and that must cancel. Then you're going to have 2h. So it means on your formula, whenever you see f of x plus h minus f of x, you are going to replace it by 2x. So automatically after finding this, go and copy your formula down. So I wish I can copy, problem I don't have time. You copy your formula down and then write limit at age 10 to 0. On top, whatever you have on top is this, you're going to write 2h all over h. And then this h and that h is going to do what? To cancel. Then the answer automatically, once these two h cancel, then you are going to have your answer, which is 2. You see, this and that is the same. So we use this by deriving, but the question we're going to say use first principle to derive this. So I believe you got me. You get what I'm saying. The struggle continue. Again, I want us to do this one. 1 over x. F of x equals to 1 over x. So they are going to ask you to derive this. So this is the same as I told you, solve them separately. It means whenever you see x, you are going to replace it by x plus h. F of x plus h minus f of x equals to. So whenever you see x, remember, you are going to replace it by that. You are going to have 1 over x plus h minus this 1 over x. So whenever you see x, you replace it by that, and then whenever you see x, this just still x. Nothing change. I believe we get what I'm saying. For this f of x is that, f of x is all that. We are fine. So what do we have to do here? This one is a bit tricky, but you just need to understand. Everything will just come out well. So here we are going since we have the fraction, this one is a bit difficult, but you just need to understand. Everything is easy. So please pay attention. Okay, it's fine. What is it? I'm gonna teach you a skill here, because there are a lot of skills like LCD, lowest common denominator. But let's use this one. I think is very fast and accurate. So you are going to see this x multiplied by 1. You are going to get x. And again, you are going to get the whole of these x plus h multiplied by negative 1. You are going to get negative into. It's very much advisable to put a bracket, because this negative is going to affect everything inside the brackets. This is going to be x plus h all over. Number 1, x multiplied by that is number 1. Number 2, this x plus h multiplied by 1 is number 2. Number 3, you are going to multiply your denominators. You multiply your denominator. It means you are going to say x multiplied by x plus h. X multiplied by x plus h. Very much important. I'm just trying to explain so that you understand. I believe everyone understood that. Okay, it's fine. This negative should affect everything inside the brackets. X minus h all over. X times x, you are going to get x squared. X times h, you are going to get plus xh. So automatically, after multiplying throughout by this negative means a lot. Something must cancel. If something doesn't cancel on your side, it means something is wrong. This and that is going to cancel. And then you are going to have a negative h over x squared plus h plus xh. This is very much important. Can you see what we've done there? So we come far. So then once you are there, what do? You go back. Actually, this one is just this one on top. And then you go back again, you copy the whole formula. And then you're going to satisfy limit at h tend to 0. So remember, the whole of these on top is the same as that. So you're going to have negative h on top. You're going to have negative h all over x squared plus xh. Please. and then we have this h all over h. Please. This is how it's gonna be. This is how it shall be. So after here, this, please, I advise you to write this as limit at h tend to 0. This is the same as negative h all over x squared plus xh multiplied by, all the time if you have a fraction, whenever you are dealing with this type of problems, whenever you have a fraction, just copy your fraction on top. This h all the time is the same as multiplied by 1 over h. So this h and that h must cancel. 1 times negative 1 is going to get what? A negative 1 over. Automatically, after these two h cancelling one another, then you must replace h by 0. Then you are going to get negative 1 over x squared. You're going to get negative 1 over x squared. So this is the answer. Let's check if this is the answer. So if you want to check that is the answer, actually you are given this, and they say use the first principle to prove to derive this. So let's derive this using the normal derivatives. So for us to derive this, you must make sure that your x is on positive exponents. F of x equals to, here we have 1. When this 1 goes up, it's going to be negative 1. So now this is the standard form. It's time for you to derive. This negative 1 must come down, and we must minus 1. Then you're going to have f of x equals to negative x to the power of negative 2. That is the answer. No, this one, after that, take a leave it in positive exponent, negative 1 over x squared. These and that, they are the same. So please continue doing the other problems that I've given you, very much important, so that you move.